Hello, my name is Katie Niehaus. I'm an elementary education major with a reading minor. I'm from Vincennes, Indiana, and I am a junior. So that's a little bit about me. So the first question, what I know about the importance of language, literacy, and culture on students' learning is, I would have to describe it as moderate. I definitely know that these three topics have a huge effect on students' learning and that not all students learn the same because of these three topics. So I definitely know that, but I definitely think I could expand my knowledge more on these three topics and how they affect students' learning. I would really like to know why they do and kind of all the different aspects of these three topics and how they really do affect students' learning. So I would describe it as moderate because there is some knowledge there, but not as much as I would like. So I definitely would like to expand my knowledge on that topic, on those three topics. Number two, when looking at the course title, Language, Literacy, and Culture, the word I am most familiar with is literacy. I would say literacy just because I've grown up since kindergarten all the way through now, learning literacy, learning how to read, how to write. It's just always been a part of school, and it's something that I do every day. I do it daily. So I think literacy would be something that I'm most familiar with, and especially because I am a reading minor. So in the past about year, I've been taking my minor courses, and so I've really begun to take those literacy courses and like the content area courses and things like that. So I think I would be most familiar with literacy just because I've had a lot of experience with it. I definitely think I could expand my knowledge. Just like I said on the first one, I definitely think I could expand what I know, and I would definitely like to learn more about literacy as well as the other two topics. When looking at the course title, Language, Literacy, and Culture, the word I am least familiar with is culture. So I grew up in a very small town where we didn't have a lot of diversity. There wasn't a lot of different cultures. Everyone I grew up and went to school with, we all had the same culture. Like I said, not a lot of diversity. So my first experience with different cultures and diversity was whenever I came to USI. So one of my freshman classes, I actually took a 221. So I took that class, and so that kind of opened my eyes to like different cultures, diversity within the classroom, and it made me realize that whenever I teach, I'm most likely not going to have students who all look the same, act the same, have the same cultures. I'm going to have a lot of diversity within my classroom. So I think that I'm least familiar with that just because I don't have a lot of experience with it. But I would definitely like to expand my knowledge on culture. I think it will really help me in the future in my classroom. It will help me figure out how students learn, and it will just overall help me in life too. So I would really like to learn more about culture. So number four, when looking at the course outcomes and objectives via the syllabus, I would say, nervous about the outcomes that have to do with culture. Most of them do have to do with culture. So I am a little bit nervous about that just because, like I said, I don't have as much experience with that as I would like to. And I think that a part of me is nervous that I'm not going to completely understand it all and not going to be able to soak in that knowledge in order to apply it to my future classroom. So I would say that's probably the part that I'm most nervous about whenever it comes to the syllabus and the outcomes and everything. So the last question, with the policies and practices from the syllabus in mind, a few steps that I will take to ensure I'm successful in this course this semester include, I would say, reading all of the materials, everything that's given to me, reading the materials, reading the book, watching all the videos and the lectures and everything. I think that'll really help me, especially because I'm really only familiar with literacy. So I think it'll help me become more familiar with culture and language. And I think that it'll help me actually absorb the information. Like I said, I was worried about, I think, it's an online course. So I think me taking the responsibility to go into the folders weekly and actually read everything and do stuff like that, I think it'll help me apply this information to my future classroom. And then the second one I will do is to turn all of my work in on time. I think that'll be a really big part of this kind of self-guided class a little bit since it is online. Turning my work in on time will definitely help boost my grades up. And yes, even meeting with the professor, meeting with you, I think that would help, especially if I have questions, just because it probably can be confusing online without that face-to-face learning style. And then the third one would be staying caught up with each folder. So like you said in your introduction, the welcome week video, I think as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna try to get on as fast as I can, or as soon as I am possible, like if that's a Monday or Tuesday, and just kind of look at what I have to do and maybe even start it and not really procrastinate and wait until Saturday. Because like you said, there's extra credit opportunities, so I think it'd be very smart of me to go ahead and like jump on that opportunity, and as soon as the week folders are open, to just start working on those and look at them.